Light has dawned on a cloudy day here in Grand Rapids as the Catholic Central Cougars start their doubleheader here on Saturday against the Spartans in this Catholic Central baseball game here from Wally Pipp Field. Hello, everybody. Welcome inside the broadcast booth. My name is Regan Cleves. Happy to have you along this morning as the Catholic Central Cougars take on the Spartans. And after a tough game yesterday for Catholic Central, it was a bit of a tough one. Started well through the first 2 innings, but then ended up surrendering 4 runs in that third inning with Austin Baxter on the mound. And then from there, it was that third inning was their worst inning of the game. Granville brought around 8 batters, scoring 4 in that inning, and Catholic Central really couldn't recover from that game. They ended up scoring. They ended up not scoring any runs in that baseball game, and it was a bit of a tough one overall. But as they turn their sights to today, CC comes into today with a 9-14 record, dropping their 9th game at home for a record of 5-9 on the campaign. This will be game number 15 for them at Wally Pipp Field. They are, after coming into the weekend 5-5 in their last 10. That loss yesterday puts them to 4-6 in their last 10. The Cougars still have yet to win consecutive games this season more than once. They had a short 3-game winning streak earlier this year in late April. Things were looking up for them at that point, as that 3-game win streak brought them to 7-8 within 1 win of 500, but then they countered that 3-game win streak with a 3-game losing streak, dropping the second of a doubleheader to Forest Hill Central back on Saturday, April 29th, and then both games of the weekday doubleheader against South Christian. The first game losing 2-1 in 9 innings, dropping to 7-10 on the campaign, and then the second was a 5-inning, 5-0 loss, as that game was cut short due to lack of light. But today they take on a Sparta team that not only has their former coach, Kurt Schmidt, at the helm, but also dropped the doubleheader yesterday. They split it with, ended up playing South Christian in one of those games. Lost that one 10-0 in 5 innings. So should be a fun one here today. Catholic Central and Sparta getting ready to go here. We'll send it down to the field for the national anthem here at Wally Pipp Field.
At this time, we ask that you please rise. Gentlemen, remove your caps. Veterans and active military may render the appropriate salute. Please join in singing our national anthem as we honor our country and the men and women who proudly defend it.
We're just about set for first pitch here from Wally Pipp Field. Regan Cleves inside the broadcast booth. And as you can probably see, we've got a little bit more of a dynamic camera today than we have in the past. Gabe Groh coming and working the camera for us here today as he's showing you Adam Wanzel, who takes the bump for Catholic Central here today. The Cougars' best pitcher in terms of qualified innings and ERA with a 1.4. However, he's 1-3 on the campaign in 7 starts, 35 innings pitched. And this is 8th start, the left-hander on the mound for Catholic Central here today. Adam Wanzel is talking with a couple of parents and whatnot before the contest here today, that they're thinking that Adam Wanzel might have been the guy to go with yesterday in that game against Granville. He gives you a little bit of a chance as Catholic Central's number one mound, the number one hurler on the mound, the senior for the Cougars. Let's take you around the outfield for Catholic Central. Jet Gritza in left, Max Geyser in center, Austin Baxter out in right. Same direction in the infield, Passanaw at third, Axel Cummings at short, Braxton Williams at second, and Jacob Pitt at first. Wanzel on the mound, as we already mentioned, and Jamison Beal, the ever-present backstop for Catholic Central here today, as we're just about set. Catcher has thrown down to second, and we're ready to go here from Wally Pipp Field. Showers in the vicinity for most of this morning, and probably getting some moderate rain. Here we go, the pitch. And we're underway as that pitch is in there first. Right, first pitch time, 10:09, a little bit behind schedule here at Wally Pipp Field. Temperature right now, a little bit cool. Here's the pitch. Fly ball right field. That's drifting into foul territory, and it'll drop. So 1 ball, 2 strikes on the leadoff batter, Tanner Barnes. Gomez. No balls, 2 strikes. The count here on the leadoff batter. Wanzel working from the windup here to start things off. The kick and the pitch. Up and away for ball number 2, pardon. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Temperature right now, 66 degrees. Light rain in the forecast. As we look ahead, here's the 2-2. That's tapped down the third base line, scooped up by Passanaw on the run, over to first. And he's in time. Great play there by Ben Passanaw at third. It was a short chopper down the third base line. He was able to scoop it up and off balance, fire it over to first. Jacob Pitt with the stretch makes it 1 out here in the top of the first. That'll bring up Tanner Guerra. Here's the first pitch. In there for a strike. So 2 straight at-bats that Adam Wanzel has started off with a called strike. Here's the bend at the knees from the left-hander and the pitch. Fouled off away to the right once more. As we look ahead in the day, percentage of chance of rain is fairly high, mid-60s up until noon before we drop off to 37%, the 0-2. Swing and a miss on a pitch up and in. Beal couldn't handle it, but he'll complete the out as he throws down. So quickly 2 away here for Braden Steinbacher.
Designated hitter, number 20, Braden Steinbacher.
So here's to hoping that the rain can hold off here today. As Steinbacher steps in. Waits the first pitch from Wanzel with a closed stance. In there for another strike, so great job by Wanzel attacking these Spartans early. Cougars wearing the white home uniforms, blue script Catholic across the front with blue trim. White pants, blue socks, white helmets with a blue bill, the 0-1. Fouled away to the left once more. So 0-2 here on the Spartan designated hitter. Spartans wearing the black road uniforms with blue and white trim, blue numbers with white trim. Spartans across the front. Gray pants, blue socks, blue hats. The 0-2. Ground ball down the line on the first base side. It'll trickle foul before Pitt can get to it. So the count will remain 0-2. As we look down the Spartan lineup, Mormez, Guerra, and Steinbacher already have stepped into the batter's box. Isaac Mackey, Brendan Welsh due up. Here's the 0-2 from Wadsell. Step off, though, and we'll have to wait. Then it goes Evan Ulster, Nick Gordon, Chris Faustel, and Camden Clark to lead things off. Camden with a K. Here's the 0-2. Line drive towards short, just over the head of Axel Cummings, and it'll be into left, so a single here for Braden Steinbacher. And the Spartans have a single with 2 outs here. And that'll bring up Isaac Mackey, the center fielder. Spartans also on the left sleeve have the American flag, and on the right sleeve the MHSAA logo. 2 outs, runner on first. Here at Wally Pipp Field, Catholic Central and Sparta. Here's the pitch. It got away from Jamison Beal. Down to second goes Braden Steinbacher on the wild pitch. So Isaac Mackey with a 1-0 count as a runner in scoring position. Isaac Mackey with an incredibly closed stance. His back foot is offset with his front foot. His front foot a little bit more towards the plate, the 1-0. Up and away. Beal, again, couldn't handle that one as it popped in and out of his glove. He's been the workhorse behind the plate for Catholic Central this season, but he's been plagued by not being able to handle a lot of pitches. Granted, most of them have been in the dirt. Here's the 2-0. Mackey awaits. Here comes. Outside for ball 3. So after facing 3 straight batters where Wadsell got the first pitch strike, he's behind in the count 3-0 as the rain starts to fall here in Northeast Grand Rapids. The 3-0. Down in the dirt, and a 4-pitch walk issued to Mackey. Runners on first and second for the shortstop, Brendan Welsh. As it looked like Catholic Central would be
Brendan Welsh
cruising along, but Adam Wadsell, a single and a walk, sees Brendan Welsh step to the plate. Left-handed batter, slightly open stance. Bent at the knees, swings the bat up and down over the left shoulder. Here it comes. Inside that, hit him. And Jamison Beal is going to walk this ball out to Adam Wadsell because that's bases loaded with 2 outs here in the top of the first. First 2 batters were retired, Tanner Borms and Tanner Guerra, on a ground out and a strikeout respectively. Then Steinbacher worked a 4-pitch single, Mackey a 4-pitch walk, and then Welsh gets hit with the first pitch inside. And bases loaded here with 2 outs. And Evan Ulster steps to the plate, the first baseman for Sparta. Wadsell comes set, working from the stretch in the pitch. That's tapped foul back to the screen. Sparta and Catholic Central in game number 1 of a doubleheader here today. Hoping we can get at least 1 in today as the rain comes. The 0-1. Tapper foul once again. 0-2 the count. Only supposed to be moderate rain as we go on here today. It's all a matter of field conditions. Here's the 0-2. That's upstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Again, Wadsell started the inning with 2 outs, retiring the first 2 batters. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss, and then Wadsell works himself out of the jam. We go to the bottom of the first. Catholic Central escapes a bases-loaded 2-out jam, and they bat when we come back here on the Cougar Baseball Network. Bottom of the first here at Wally Pipp Field. Max Geiser leads things off for Catholic Central here, the center fielder for the Cougars. Leads the team in plate appearances.
Leading off the bottom of the first for the Cougars, the center fielder, number 7,
given the fact that he
Geiser
is the leadoff batter for Catholic Central. Here's the first pitch. Shows bunt, but it's left up high. Nick Gordon on the mound for the Spartans. What a great first inning from Wadsell, the 1-0. Fouled back to the screen as it was Wadsell who retired the first two batters, Bormes and Guerra, with a ground out and a strikeout, but then allowed Steinbacher to reach on a single, Isaac Mackey to reach on a walk, and Brendan Welsh to get hit by the pitch. Here's the 1-1. Fouled third base side. He was able to get out of the jam with a strikeout of Evan Ulster to keep the Spartans off the screen, off the scoreboard in the top of the first. Geiser awaits the 1-2. Here comes. Swing and a miss. So Geiser goes down swinging for the first down of the inning. That'll bring up Axel Cummings. Cummings batting .269 with an on-base percentage
shortstop, number 1
of
Axel
.329.
Cummings.
Working the shortstop position today for Catholic Central. Taking a look around the field for the Spartans here in a moment. Here's the first pitch. Ground ball through the gap and into left. So Cummings is on with a one-out single here for Catholic Central as he attacks Nick Gordon early. The ground ball single. That'll bring up the right fielder, Austin
Baxter.
Baxter.
Right fielder, number 14, Austin Baxter.
Baxter batting .271 in 23 games, 79 plate appearances, 70 at-bats. Here for Baxter. Runner on first is Axel Cummings. Gordon delivers. Swing and a miss on a fastball low and away. Camden Clark out in left. Isaac Mackey in center for the Spartans. And then Tanner Guerra in right. Gordon checks on the runner at first, comes set. And the pitch. Low and away. Same location as that first pitch that Baxter swung over. Good to see him hold off of that one and keep the count 1-1. Ben Passano waits on deck, getting Johnson in the hole for Catholic Central. 1-1. Ground ball through the gap and into left again. So Austin Baxter on and moves Axel Cummings to second. 2 on, 1 out for Catholic Central with two almost identical hits for the Cougars
Now
here.
batting.
That'll bring up Ben
The third
Passano.
Number 8, Ben Passano.
The Cougars, much in the same way to the Spartans in their first inning. The first batter retired. Here's the first pitch. Passanoff flies that one into left center. That'll get down that scoring Cummings. Coming around to third is Austin Baxter, and into second comes Ben Passanoff. The throw into the infield will not be in time. A 1-out, 2 RBI double by Ben Passanoff puts the Cougars on the board. It's 2-0. Cougars attacking Nick Gordon here.
Now batting.
Early.
The designated hitter, number 25.
As
Aiden
Ben Passanoff
Johnson.
now stands on second for Aiden Johnson to step in. Second on the team in batting average. First pitch is in there for a strike. Scoreboard operator a little bit ahead of things. Runner on second is Ben Passanoff. 0-1 the count. Gordon comes set. The kick and the pitch. In the dirt, and that'll get back to the screen. And Ben Passanoff on a wild pitch slides over to third. So with a 3-0 lead, just 90 feet away for the Catholic Central Cougars. Gordon started off well, but with a strikeout, but then 2 singles and a double. Here's the 1-1. Fouled back to the screen. Scored Axel Cummings and Austin Baxter, and now Ben Passanaw got the 2 RBI double. Stands on third with help from that wild pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Gordon the set from the chin, the pitch. Swing and a miss. There by Aiden Johnson. And he goes down swinging. So 2 outs.
Now batting
Here in the bottom of the first. And now Jacob Pipp has the chance to bring home Ben Passanaw. Gordon the set, then the pitch. That's fouled off of the catcher and possibly the umpire. Speaking of the arbiters here today, they're wearing the navy blue shirts and jacket with red and white stripes on the trim. Gray pants, black shoes, the pitch. Upstairs. 1-1. Now the count on Jacob Pipp. Regan Cleves inside the broadcast booth here at Wally Pipp Field. Bottom of the first, 2 outs for the Cougars. Runner on third, the 1-1. Fly ball into shallow left center. Welsh under it, and he's able to make the catch as the shortstop was all sorts of turned around, but he's able to find it and make the catch. Catholic Central leads 2-0 off of a 1-out, 2-run RBI double by Ben Passanaw. We go to the second here on the Cougar Baseball Network. Bottom of the first saw Catholic Central
leading off the
scored
top of the second
2,
for the Spartans. The pitcher,
get 3
number
hits
14,
and strand 1.
Gordon.
But now Nick Gordon steps in off the mound and into the batter's box for the Sparta pitcher. Spartans are utilizing the designated hitters. Here's the first pitch. Swing and a miss. On a fastball down low by Nick Gordon. And they're utilizing the designated hitter, but not for their pitcher here today. As in high school, you can use it at any position, the 0-1. Bouncer towards second. It'll be scooped up by Braxton Williams, and the flip over to first will retire Nick Gordon. So 1 up, 1 down on the 4-3 ground out. That'll bring up Chris
Now
Fustel.
batting, the third baseman, number 8, Chris Fustel.
Camden Clark on deck for the Spartans before we turn over the order once again to Tanner Bormes. Here's the first pitch. Up and away. As Sparta's actually using the designated hitter today, Braden Steinbacher, for their catcher, Tyler Owendog. Here's the 1-0. Low and inside, actually, a called strike. It was a breaking ball that clipped the low inside corner with a delayed strike call. Caught me off guard. Here's the 1-1. That's fouled off. Few still in the box. So foul ball, the call. Top of the second, nobody out. Or pardon me, one out. Here from Wally Pipp Field. Happy to have you along on this Saturday morning ahead of Mother's Day. Wanzel bends the knees, the 1-2. Chopper right towards Wanzel will pick it up and underhand it to first for the second out of the inning. And that'll bring up the bottom of the order, Camden Clark, the left fielder.
Number 3, Camden Clark.
Cougars leading 2-0 off of a Ben Passanaw 1 out, 2 RBI double that brought home Cummings and Baxter. Here's the pitch. Fouled off and behind us onto the track. 2 outs here, top of the second. Catholic Central and Sparta in game 1 of a doubleheader here this afternoon. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Second game will start about a half hour after this one. A little bit of breakfast baseball here on this Saturday. Wanzel bends the knees, steps, kicks, and fires. Popped up, foul territory, first base side, running over is Jacob Pitt. He slips on the wet grass, and he's unable to make the grab. The unfortunate for the first baseman for Catholic Central is he might have been able to retire Camden Clark, but tried to put the brakes on in the wet grass, due in large part to the rain here this morning. Light, but steady. 0-2 the count. Wanzel working from the windup. He'll bend the knees before he steps here, and here he goes. Line drive past second baseman Williams and into right field for a 2-out single for Camden Clark, and the Spartans turn over the order with a runner on.
Now batting, the second baseman.
It'll bring up Tanner Bormes.
Tanner Bormes.
Bormes here with 2 outs. Ground out his last time up back in the first. So the Spartans have already turned over the lineup. The set and the pick off. Wanzel, the left-hander for the Cougars. Wanzel comes set. Kick the pitch. Comes inside on a back foot pitch. 1 ball, no strikes here to Bormes. Wanzel came out dealing in that first inning, retiring the first 2 batters, but then the next 3 reached before Evan Ulster struck out to end the inning. 1 ball, no strikes. The pitch. In the dirt, and Beal almost had that get past him. 2 balls, no strikes. Zell working from the stretch. Comes set in the pitch. In there for a strike. In the outer half. Runner on first is Camden Clark, singled with 2 outs. The 9-hole hitter. Tanner Barnes, slightly open stance, upright, bent slightly at the knees. The 2-1. In there for a strike. That'll even up the count, so good job here by Wanzel to fight back and even up the count. Force Bormes to do some thinking here. Wanzel is going to check the runner at first and then deliver. That one's ripped foul. About 2 feet so inside the first base bag. So everybody will reset. Catholic Central trying to snap a 2-game losing streak here today. Dropped the second game of a doubleheader last Saturday against Northview 13-1. Wanzel will check over to first on Camden Clark before dropping the first game of the weekend yesterday to Granville 8-0. The 2-2. That's up and in. for a ball. That'll make it 3-2. So a full count here for the first time this morning. Wadsell the pitch. Swing and a tapper down the third base line. A swinging bunt. And everybody advances safely. Unintentional there from Tanner Barnes, but it works nonetheless. A swinging bunt gets him to first.
The right fielder,
and Camden
number 10,
Clark
Tanner Guerra.
over to second. And Tanner Guerra will step in. Struck out his first time up. So again, much like that first inning, first two batters retired by Adam Wansell. The next two reach the pitch. Pitch is just outside for a ball. Runners on first and second with 2 outs here. Top of the second. Catholic Central leading 2-0. The pitch. Swing and a miss on a heater upstairs. That'll even the count at 1-1. Next, Geyser shifted a little bit to his left. Pitch popped up on the infield left side. Settling under it is Passanaw. With his feet in concrete, he'll make the catch. And the out to retire the side. We'll head to the bottom of the second. Cougars looking to extend their lead as they lead 2-0 here on the Cougar Baseball Network. Jamison Beal, Jack Gritza, and Braxton Williams. 7-8-9.
Leading off the bottom of the second for the Cougars.
2 up for the Cougars here in the bottom of the second with a 2-0 lead. After Axel Cummings and Austin Baxter came around to score on a double from Ben Passanaw. Here's the first pitch. On the outer half for strike one on Jamison Beal. The catcher for Catholic Central batting .268 on the year. Here's the 0-1. Fly ball foul territory right side. That'll drift out of play and into the Sparta bullpen. So quickly 0-2 on Jamison Beal. Gordon retired the first batter of the game, and Max Geyser on a strikeout, the 0-2. Low and away, it bounced back to the backstop, 1-2. Before the next 3 batters reached, much like Adam Wadsell's start back in the first with 2 outs. He allowed 3 to reach, the 1-2. That's fouled off and into the swamp. Down the left field line. That'll remain 1-2 on the catcher. The 1-2, here comes. Swing and a miss. So 2 straight innings where Nick Gordon has led things off with a strikeout as the Spartans go around the horn. Here that'll bring up the left fielder, Jack Gritza.
Number 23, Jack Gritza.
Gritza's played in 16 games for Catholic Central, 22 plate appearances, batting .278. Here's the pitch. Fly ball left field. Clark will settle under it and make the grab. for out number 2. So 2 away now for the 9-hole hitter, Braxton
Now
Williams.
batting, the second baseman, number 3, Braxton Williams.
So far, at Waddell, stranded 5 runners for the Spartans. The pitch upstairs, but swung on and missed by Williams. So Waddell not doing so great in keeping runners off the base paths. Here's the 0-1 outside for ball 1. But he's been doing a great job in recovering and stranding runners. So he had a bases loaded, 2-out jam in the first, and then a 1-out, 2 runners on, the 1-1. Line drive, base hit into left field. It'll get down, so a 2-out single here for Braxton Williams. He continues to hit well from the batter's box. Cougars leader in batting average.
Number 7,
Continues
Geyser.
his dominance. Gets on first with a 2-out single. So with a runner on first, Max Geyser steps in, struck out to lead off the game for the Cougars. Gordon the pitch. Up and away for ball 1. Tyler Owendog behind the plate, the sophomore for the Spartans. Now Braxton Williams slides back in as he's checked on by Nick Gordon. Once again, another check, but Williams slides back in safely. 1 ball, no strikes, the count to Max Geyser. On deck, Axel Cummings. If Geyser can get aboard, once again, the pickoff move doesn't work. Let's see if Geyser gets the second pitch of his at-bat here. Gordon checks on, comes set from the stretch. Offset feet, the kick and the pitch. Popped up, right side. Shallow right field. On the grass is Bormes, the second baseman. He'll make the catch for out number 3. Cougars are retired in the bottom of the second, but they have a 2-0 lead as we head to the third here on the Cougar Baseball Network.
And just a reminder, the concession stand is
here
open.
for the top of the third. And for the second day in a row, as public address announcer Adam Baxter tells
Leading
us,
off the top of the third,
the concession stand is open, which during my time here at Catholic Central, I believe it was open once on this side of the Cat. First pitch here to Steinbacher. It's fouled off into the right. But for the last 2 days, the concession stand has been open. It's been a running gag that the concession stand will never be open. The 0-1 here to Steinbacher from Waddell. Fouled to the backstop. Steinbacher got that 2-out rally started for Sparta with the 2-out single, which was followed by Mackey's walk, then the hit by pitch to Welsh. back in the first. So he's 1 for 1. Here's the 0-2. Fly ball center field. Geyser back and to his right. Will settle under it on the run and make the catch for out number 1. Play by Geyser, who struggled a little bit yesterday with ground balls that got through the infield. As we have a mound visit here.
Now batting the center fielder, number 7,
Something
Isaac
was brought
Mackey.
out to Baxter, I think, to clean out his shoes and his cleats as the mud on the mound continues to accumulate here in the third. Again, rain expected until the 1 o'clock hour. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike. First pitch to Isaac Mackey, and the first strike he's seen all afternoon. A 4-pitch walk last time up. Waddell working in the windup. Will bend the knees and begin. Reaching pop fly to left, and it'll be caught by Kritza. So 2 away here.
Now batting
Once again, the
the
third
shortstop,
straight time
number 2, Brendan Welch.
that Waddell has retired the first 2 batters. Now the question is, can he get out without surrendering a base runner? Slightly open stance from Brendan Welsh. Was hit by the first pitch his last time up. The first pitch comes inside and down low. 1 ball, no strikes here on the Sparta shortstop. 2 outs here, nobody on from Wally Pipp Field, the 1-0. In there for a strike. On the outer half. Cougars leading 2-0 here in the first game of a doubleheader on a rainy Mother's Day Saturday. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. A breaking ball, and again, it looked like a reaching swing there by Welsh. The poke by Isaac Mackey out to left. He reached out to that one as it was in the left-handed batter's box. Here's the pitch. That's low and away for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count. Here on Brendan Welsh. Evan Ulster awaits on deck. The 2-2. In there for strike 3. And frustrated, Brendan Welsh slams his bat as he goes to the dugout. And the Cougars vacate the field as we head to the bottom of the third. Catholic Central still up 2 here on the Cougar Baseball Network. Bottom of the third here at Wally Pipp Field. The Cougars coming back to bat as they've got the 2, 3, and 4 hitters due up. All 3 of them reach base their first time up. The first pitch. Tapper foul. The first base coach for the Cougars. Axel Cummings started the one-out rally with a single and came around to score on that Ben Passanaw double that gave the Cougars those 2 runs. Austin Baxter, who waits on deck, was in there as well, the 0-1. Popped up and back behind us as the baseball field backed up to the track field behind us. He had a bit of that yesterday, the 0-2. Fly ball, center field. Mackey was shifted over to his right, and that helped him there as he didn't have to run as much. So a fly out to center starts things off for the Cougars. Austin Baxter steps in.
Fielder, number 14.
Again, he also likewise singled and came around to score in that first inning. And Wanzel, who's usually in the game, the first pitch, down in the dirt as a hitter. He is being hit for today by Aiden Johnson. Both teams using the designated hitter, the 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike on Baxter. And for the Cougars, they didn't use the DH yesterday, the 1-1. Swinging a line drive down the line, foul. Down the left field line. Baxter a couple of feet away from a 1-out double. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Nick Gordon kicks and fires. Comes inside. Baxter had to get out of the way of that one. That'll leave the count at 2-2. Here's the 2-2. Oh, that was at the head of Austin Baxter. He ducked out of the way of it. These 2 teams played earlier this campaign over spring break before the season officially started. Here's the 3-2. Swinging a fly ball deep left field. That is tailing foul just at the warning track. Baxter got a hold of that one. And once again, foul. That's 2 pitches that Baxter has gotten a hold of down the left field line. Both of them certain doubles if they get down. Three balls, 2 strikes. The count to Austin Baxter. 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd. Time called by the Cougar batter, wearing that blue arm sleeve on the right arm. Blue and white cleats as well. Middle infield playing at the edge of the grass. Here's the pitch. Comes inside. Austin Baxter draws a walk with a 7-pitch walk. And the Cougars have 1 on with 1 out for Ben Passanaw.
The third baseman,
who we've already seen is dangerous
Passanaw.
here in this one. Cougars will play the Spartans the most out of any team this year, though it's technically not regular season. First pitch to Passanaw. In the dirt, that hit the umpire, and it popped up in the air, and Austin Baxter is going to be held up at second. Certainly thought about going to third there, but he held up as the third base coach put up the stop sign. 1 ball, no strikes to Ben Passanaw. 2 RBIs already in this one. Knocked in the only 2 Cougars runs. He's got a runner on second, chance to do that here with a 1-0 count. Here comes. Ground ball up the middle, slow roller. It'll be picked up by Welsh, but he bobbled it, and it goes into center field. And Ben Passanaw has himself his 3rd RBI as Austin Baxter comes around to score. The Cougars are up 3-0 here in the bottom of the 3rd.
Now batting, the designated hitter, number 25, Aiden Johnson.
Guess is that would be an error by the shortstop Welsh. who was going after the slow roller up the middle after it got by Nick Gordon. Here's the first pitch. Swing and a miss by Aiden Johnson, struck out his last time up. So an error charged to the shortstop. Check over on Ben Passanaugh. Allows Baxter to come around to score as it eventually found its way into the outfield. The 0-1. Tapper towards second. Charging as Bormes will flip one-handed to first. And Johnson is retired, but he does do some good as Ben Passanaugh is moved to second.
Now batting, the first baseman, number 13, Jacob Pitt.
Jacob Pitt, the left-handed batter, steps in with a runner on second, 2 outs. Here at Wally Pipp Field. Runner on second is Ben Passanaugh, the pitch. Low and away for ball 1. Popped out to short his last time up to end the first inning with Ben Passanaugh on third. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike now on Jacob Pitt. Like his last time up, he's got Ben Passanaugh in scoring position. A base hit will make it 4-0 CC. The 1-1. That's popped up foul and out of play to our left. So 1 ball, 2 strikes here on Jacob Pitt. As we said, both these two teams saw each other back in spring break. Their version of spring training, the pitch. Down in the dirt, it got away. Ben Passanaugh charging toward third, and he'll slide in safely. So once again, Jacob Pitt has a run 90 feet away. Let's see if he can do something with it with a 2-2 count. Catholic Central won the first game between these two teams, an exhibition back on April 4th. Or pardon me, it was a tie, 3-3. The pitch, ground ball toward first, on the hop. Ulster makes the grab and retires Jacob Pitt. The Cougars, though, are able to get one across as they lead 3-0 as we go to the 4th here on the Cougar Baseball Network.
Number 22, Evan Ulster.
Waddell returns for the 4th inning here. Evan Ulster struck out his first time up. Awaits the first pitch. Here comes. In there for a strike on the low outside corner. Catholic Central able to push across another run in that 3rd inning to go up 3-0 here against Sparta. Here's the 0-1. Ground ball high into the air. Charging is Cummings, and he'll be able to make the play at first. Great play by Axel Cummings. He came charging in as he had his feet on the outfield grass to start that play.
No batting. The pitcher, number 14.
Came
Nick
charging
Gordon.
in, scooped it up after it was high in the air after that. The one bounce. Here's the first pitch. Swing and a miss there by Nick Gordon. One out here in the fourth. The pitch. Ground ball up the middle. Waddell was able to knock it down. Will pick it up and will finish the play. Great tenacity there
Now batting. The
by
third baseman,
Waddell
number
to be
8,
able to
Chris Fustel.
stick with it and continue the play. So 1-3 ground out. So 2 outs here, nobody on for the number 8 hitter, Fustel. The pitch. In there for a strike. Outfield shifted a little bit to the right here for the Cougars. Minus the right fielder, Baxter. The pitch. Fouled off into the back stump. Austin Baxter, during his at-bat last inning, Sparta had their center fielder shaded so far over, the post in the window was blocking my view of their center fielder. Here's the pitch. That's upstairs, and for those of you watching, if you look out in left field, you got the Catholic Central banner along the wall. That rightmost CC logo was about where that center fielder was. Here's the 1-2 from Waddell. Upstairs, that'll even the count at 2-2. And the bend at the knees from Waddell in the pitch. Fouled once again to the screen. And we remain at 2-2 as Casey Shelton comes and gets that foul ball from the dugout. Waddell, the windup and the pitch. Swing and a miss, and down goes Fustel. 1, 2, 3 for the second inning in a row as we head to the bottom of the fourth. Catholic Central up 3-0 on the Cougar Baseball Network. Jamison Beal,
Leading
the
off
catcher
the bottom of the fourth for the Cougars.
for the
Your
Cougars,
catcher, number
starts
2,
things off.
Jamison.
0 for 1 with a strikeout here today. In this third game between these two teams all year, though the first regulation game, the pitch. Fouled Down the third base side, it'll bounce over the fence and into the swamp. 0-1. They played 2 games over spring break. First game was a 3-3 tie at Wellfield Park on April 4th. Here's the pitch. That's up and away on the Catholic Central catcher. Then the Cougars came back on that Thursday, April 6th, and won 8-4. Here's the 1-1. Popped up, elevator shaft, shallow infield. Ulster comes in. First baseman makes the catch to retire Beal. So he goes 0 for 2. That'll bring up Jack Gritza, the left fielder.
Now batting, the left fielder, number 23, Jack Gritza.
Gritza, the right-handed batter, flew out to left his last time up. As Nick Gordon continues to roll along through this Cougar lineup. The pitch. In there for a strike. As once again the center fielder, Isaac Mackey, shifted a little bit to his right, our left. Here's the 0-1. Popped up in the air, foul territory right field, or right side. Ulster once again there to make the catch. So once again, the first baseman makes the out, and there are 2 away. Here in the bottom of the 4th, the Cougars leading 3-0. They've scored in every odd inning thus far. 2 in the first, 1 in the third. Here's the pitch. Line drive, that'll get down in left field, and Williams, it'll get by the left fielder, Clark. Around and to second is Williams. He's turning for 3. The throw will not be in time. A daring base running there by Braxton Williams. And he's able to take advantage of that misplay in left by Clark. And a 2-out triple for the 9-hitter.
Now batting, the center fielder.
And the Cougars,
number 7, Max
90 feet away. As Max Geyser 0 for 2 today steps in. First pitch, line drive, just foul. A couple feet right of the line. As Williams would have come home to score. Nothing in 1 the count here. Williams steps, takes a lead at third, the pitch. That'll be fouled down the right side once again. Nothing in 2 the count on Max Geyser with 2 foul balls. He's 0 for 2, trying to get a runner home and extend this Cougar lead. 3-0 the lead for the Cougars. The 0-2. Down in the dirt, that got away from the catcher, Owen Dog, and coming home to score is Braxton Williams. It's 4-0 Catholic Central on the wild pitch, delivered to Max Geyser. So the Cougars up 4-0 here, averaging a run an inning. The only inning in which they have not scored was that second. Here's the 1-2 to Geyser. Fly ball, left or center field, that'll get down over the head of Welsh. And a 2-out single for Geyser. His first hit of the day will bring up Axel Cummings.
Now batting, the shortstop, number 1, Axel Cummings.
So Axel Cummings steps in. The runner on first. He's 1 for 2 with a run scored and a single. Flew out to center his last time up. Here's the pitch. That'll be fouled off of Cummings. Might have gotten him in the leg in the box. But Austin Baxter returns the favor. He waits on deck as he flips that ball to the pitcher. Ben Passanaw in the hole. Those two have been a dynamic combination here today. with Baxter reaching base twice. Here's the 0-1. Runner goes. Ground ball right to the pitcher. Nick Gordon will take it, walk it, and flip it over to first for out number 3. But the Cougars got to run across as we head to the 5th with the Cougars leading 4-0 here on the Cougar Baseball Network. Top of the 5th comes along. Camden Clark, Tanner Bormes, and Tanner Guerra to lead things off for the Spartans.
Leading off the top of the 5th for the Spartans.
Adam Wansell back on the mound.
The left fielder,
for his 5th inning of work.
Camden Clark.
He started the first 2 innings well, then stranded 5 runners combined in those first 2 innings. Bases loaded, 2-out jam in the first. And runners on first and second in the second. The pitch is there for a strike. And Camden Clark, he singled his last time up. He's got a 0-1 count on him right now. Wadsell, he bends the knees before he starts his windup in the pitch.
Prehistoric setting.
He's in there just outside for a ball. That'll even up the count. Top of the 5th, Catholic Central up 4-0. Off of 2 runs from Adam Baxter. Austin.
The disrespect.
0-1. Hey, if Jim Lanto can do it, I can do it. 1 ball, 2 strikes as that's in their first strike. Field shifted slightly to the right for the Cougars here. Here's the 1-2. Ground ball toward third. That will get underneath the glove of Ben Passanoff and into left field for a leadoff single for Camden Clark, his second.
Now batting
of
the second baseman, number 9, Tanner Bormes.
As he now stands on first, and he will be pinch ran for. Mike's still on, Adam. So runner on first. We can't see the number of the runner on first. If it's 5, it's Nathan Speck, the junior for the Spartans. We'll see if we can get a number here as we go along, but a runner on first, nobody out. Here for the top of the order, Tanner Bormes. It is number 5, Nathan.
Courtesy running for the Spartans, number 5, Nathan Speck.
So Speck's on first with Bormes at the plate. First pitch. Swing and a miss on a heater up and in. Bormes grounded out his first time up before singling in the second on a 7-pitch at bat. As long as Wanzel has gone in at bat, the pitch inside for a ball. Wanzel labored through the lineup, though not allowing a run in those first 2 innings, facing 11 batters across that span. Since then, he has faced, here's the 1-1, ground ball foul. He's faced 8 batters. This is his 8th in 2 innings. And now in this 3rd inning of work, he went 1-2-3 in the 3rd, 1-2-3 in the 4th. Here's the 1-2. In there first, strike 3, as Barnes goes down, swinging, or Barnes goes down looking, and it was a late strike 3 call from the home plate umpire.
Now batting,
but there's one away.
the right fielder, number 10, Tanner Guerra.
One out, runner on first. Wanzel will check thereon as Camden Clark, or pardon me, Nathan Speck will slide back in. We'll see if it's a courtesy run or a pinch run, the pitch. In there for a strike on the outside, nothing in one. So Speck on first. Nothing in one. The count on Tanner Guerra. 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a pop out. Slightly open stance, the pitch. Swing and a miss on a ball in the dirt. Something that Wanzel has been good at today is getting batters to chase in the dirt. And he uses that to his advantage here, working up an 0-2 count. One out here in the top of the 5th. Wally Pipp Field, Regan Cleves inside the broadcast booth. The pitch. Fly ball center fielder. Geyser coming in will make the catch for out number 2.
Now batting, the designated hitter, number 20, Braden Steinbacher.
So after Camden Clark reached and was substituted for Nathan Speck, the next 2 batters, Ormez and Guerra, have been retired in order. That'll bring up Braden Steinbacher with 2 outs and a runner on first. Pitch. In there for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Pardon me. Nothing in 1 the count. Steinbacher 1 for 2 here today. Wanzel will check on first once again.
What?
Wanzel comes set and the pitch. Ground ball, that's once again fouled off into the right. And the overthrow from the Spartan dugout draws some groans from the field down below us. 2 outs here in the 5th.
How cool would it be if we had a CC
Steinbacher,
behind home plate?
the left-handed batter, slightly open stance. Bent at the knees, loads on that back foot. Here's the 0-2. Fouled. Back to the screen. Nothing in 2. As the rain has eased off here in the 11 o'clock hour. Still cloudy skies over the Cat. Here's the 0-2 from Wanzel. That's to the backstop. Once again, off the foul ball. 3 straight foul balls here from Steinbacher, looking to reach base for the 2nd time. He was 90 feet away from opening the scoring for the Spartans. As part of that bases loaded 2 out jam Wanzel got himself out of. Here's the 0-2 to Steinbacher. Off the middle of the bat, and it's to second where
After
Williams
4.5 innings, the score, Catholic Central 4.
and send it over to first in time. If that was a wooden bat, it certainly would have been broken, but we play with aluminum bats in high school as we go to the bottom of the 5th. CC up 4-0 on the Cougar Baseball Network.
The bottom of the fifth for
Austin
the Cougars.
Baxter to lead things off
The right fielder.
for the Catholic
number
Central
14,
Cougars.
Austin
He's reached base in both his
Baxter.
plate appearances, coming around to score both times. With help from Ben Passanaw, has 3 RBIs here today. He stands on deck if Austin Baxter can get on. Here's the pitch. Checked his swing low and away. 1 ball, no strikes, but runners left on has been the story of today's game. The Cougars have left on 1 in each inning, but they've managed to get across runners. Here's the pitch. In 3 of those 4 innings thus far, though they have stranded 1 in each, but the Spartans started this game so well with bases loaded in that first inning. The pitch. Ground ball through the gap and into left field. And another base hit here for Austin Baxter as the 2 and 3 hitters, Cummings and Baxter, doing the work
Now batting.
to set
The
up
third baseman.
Ben
number 8,
Passanaw.
Ben Passanaw.
Ben Passanaw, 3 RBIs, a double, and reaching on an error by the shortstop Welsh. Here's the first pitch. There's a swing. And a miss. Baxter, an aggressive lead at first. 0-1 the count. And as Gordon throws over, Baxter's lead doing its job, getting in the head of Gordon as he gets picked on again, sliding back in safely, getting dirt all over that white Cougar uniform. Gordon the set, the 0-1, runner goes. Fly ball right field. Baxter will not have to run back to tag up, but he will have to go back as that is foul. 0-2 the count on Ben Passanaw. He's knocked in Baxter both times. He's been up to bat. Also drove home Axel Cummings back in the first for the first run of the game on that 2 RBI double. 0-2 the count. Gordon the set and the pitch. Swing and a miss, and down goes Ben Passanaw for the first time today. And there's 1 away in the bottom of the 5th.
Now batting, the designated hitter, number 25, Aiden Johnson.
Gonna bring up Aiden Johnson. 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and a ground out. The second out of both the first and the third innings. First pitch, runner goes, and Baxter slides in safely. Swing it. 0-1 the count. With 1 out, runner on second. Gordon comes set. Kicking the pitch. Baxter goes. That's in the dirt. And Baxter slides in safely. So Aiden Johnson, once again in a position to knock in a runner from third. Let's see if he can do it. He struck out and he grounded out. Both instances. 1-0. Foul to the screen. Jacob Pitt awaits on deck, 0 for 2 on the day. Apologize for the sound in the background. The highway that's backed up the complex, the 1-2, popped up in the air and will go back. Cougar Athletic Trail right on the edge of 96 here in Grand Rapids, the 1-2. Going inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. As the football home bleachers back right up to the highway. That's the sound you hear in the background along with all the baseball noises. The set and the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Johnson goes down swinging for the second time today. And there's 2 away with Baxter
Now batting,
on third.
the first baseman, Number 13.
Jacob Pipp 0 for 2 with runners in scoring position today. Both times it's been Ben Passanaw, but now it is Austin Baxter, the pitch. In the dirt, and gets past the catcher, and Baxter comes home to score. So Jacob Pipp finally sees a run cross while he's at the plate. Yeah! As you hear the celebration down below for the Cougars, as it's now 5-0. They continue to average a run an inning here, only not scoring in that second inning, the 1-0. Swing and a miss by Pipp. So Baxter with 2 stolen bases. And a wild pitch, the 1-1. Fouled back into the screen. One ball, 2 strikes. We're in the bottom of the 5th. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a ground ball into right field that gets through the gap. Bormes couldn't get to it. And a 2-out single here for Jacob Pipp. The Cougars remain alive here in the 5th.
Now batting, the catcher, number 2, Jamison Beal.
Jamison Beal steps to the plate. 0 for 2 on the day. He's got a runner on first this time. He's led off. Both times he's been up, back in the 2nd and the 4th. Here's the set from Gordon, the pitch. Runner goes. Checked his swing. It's called a strike anyway. As Pitt slides in safely to 2nd. So the Cougars aggressive on the base paths here today. Nick Gordon has also been pitching well in terms of strikeouts. He's got 5 on the day. Will come set. And the pitch. Curveball up and in. One of those to Jamison Beal. 2 of those to Aiden Johnson. And then Geyser and Passanaw also striking out. 1 ball, 1 strike here to Beal. Open stance, man at the knees, the pitch. Line drive foul. It's the second time that Cougars have been ahead of Nick Gordon with foul balls down the left field line as Casey Shelton sprints out to left field to grab that ball. Here's the 1-2. Ground ball toward 3rd, scooped up by Fustel. And catcher's interference, the call, as Owen Dog got in the way of that one. And Tim McKinnon making the good point to the umpire that you let that play out. It's a delayed dead ball. More on that in a moment. The 1-2. Down in the dirt. Leading up the count. So an explanation of that. It might have. Was that a balk?
I was asking. I wasn't sure. I think it was a catcher.
Either the balk or catcher's interference. Here's the 2-2. That's fouled off by Beal. Make a good point, Adam, that if that's catcher's interference,
Beal should have been at first.
Beal would have been at first. So my guess is that's actually a balk.
Right.
Which is what moves.
So it should be 3-2 actually.
No, a balk does not count as a ball.
There we go.
It should be 2-2.
All right, we're right.
So runner on 3rd, two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the 5th, the pitch. Swinging a ground ball toward 3rd, scooped up by Fustel. Will throw over to 1st, and the ball skipped by Ulster. Pitt came home to score, and going into 2nd is Jamison Beal. He's on for the first time here today. And a courtesy runner for Jamison Beal.
Courtesy running for the Cougars, number 5,
is William Vanderbilt. So an error
now batting
on the 3rd baseman.
Number 23, Jack Gritson.
Brings around Pitt to make it 6-0 Catholic Central. Jack Gritza now steps to the plate. So Jacob Pitt singled, stole a base. Here's the pitch. Fouled up and back. Singled, stole a base, advanced on a balk, and then came home on the error by Chris Fustel. Runner on second is Jameson Beal, who advanced on the error, the 0-1. Ground ball toward Fustel. He bobbled it at third, picks it up over to first in time for out number 3. So Fustel recovers,
innings, the score,
and the Cougars are able to get 2 across here on the Cougar Baseball Network. We're back for the 6th here in a moment.
Isaac Mackey.
We're back for the top of the 6th here at Wally Pipp Field. Catholic Central up 6-0 here in the top half of the inning. The pitch. Upstairs for a ball as Wanzel returns to the mound for CC. He's pitched 6 innings a couple of times this year, the 1-0 in the dirt. Back on April 11th against Cedar Springs. Started that game, earned the loss in 6 innings. Got 4 hits on 4 runs. And at Kennewa Hills and Forest Hills Eastern, he pitched 6 2/3. Here's the 2-0. In there for a strike. That first strike call you might have heard was athletic trainer Nate Lutz. A little bit ahead of the umpire down below us. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here at Isaac Mackey, the pitch. Outside. For ball 3. And then he pitched 7 2/3 in his last appearance in that start against South Christian. 106 pitches, his second most all season. No runs on 3 hits, so he pitched very well. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. That'll move the count to full. Isaac Mackey 0 for 1 with a walk and a fly out. He's got a full count right now, but Adam Wanzel has pitched very well. Here's the pitch. Fly ball, foul territory, right side. But there's a reason that Wanzel is one of the go-to guys for the Cougars. Leads the team in ERA with 1.4. Here's the payoff from the lefty. Once again, popped up right side. Longest at bat this game. This will be pitch number 8 from Wanzel to Mackey. Here it comes. Ground ball, Tapper third base side, and Passano will get to it. Tries to make the play, but Mackey's there in time. So a gritty at bat there by Isaac Mackey, and another
Now batting,
infield single
the shortstop, number 5, Brendan Welch.
for the Spartans.
Number 2.
There was a swinging bunt by them. Back in the second, Tanner Bormas had that swinging bunt. He singled and was stranded. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Nothing in one to count here. To Brendan Welsh. Here's the pitch. Low and away. For ball one. Welsh struck out, looking his last time up to end the third. Was hit by a pitch. Right on the elbow. You could hear from up here. Here's the 1-1. Not before Waddell checks on the runner. Who slides back in safely. That's Isaac Mackey, the center fielder. Is on first. Outfield playing straight away. Infield shifted, middle infield shifted a little bit to the right. Waddell checks once again on the runner. Shortstop Cummings playing a little bit shaded towards second, while Braxton Williams, the second baseman, is playing over a little bit to his right, the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Now the bat pick by Beal. As good call there by the umpire, as Jacob Pitt was slow to get that tag on. He would have had him by a mile had he got that down quicker. And a balk call here on Adam Wanzel, and Coach Tim McKinnon wants a word. The umpire here. As there's 1-2 count as Isaac Mackey moves over on the balk. As you can see down there, McKinnon talking with the base umpire for this morning's contest. There's still a slight drizzle out there down below us. McKinnon is satisfied, at least to the extent that he will walk back to the dugout without an argument. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count here to Brendan Welsh. Runner on second with that balk. He could have been retired and there could have been one down had Jacob Pitt gotten that tag applied at first. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss on a curveball, low and away. And Brendan Welsh goes down. And once again, a strikeout.
No bidding, the first baseman,
for
number 22, Evan Ulster.
Adam Wanzel. Evan Ulster steps to the plate. 0 for 2, the pitch. Fouled back into the right. Strikeout victim back in the first. First of 6 strikeouts that Waddell has to his name here in this one. Working from the windup. The pitch is outside for a ball. He's working from the stretch here with a runner on. Cummings covering the bag for the Cougars as an aggressive lead taken by Mackey. Waddell comes set. He'll step off, forcing Mackey to get back to second. 1 ball, 1 strike. Waddell to set the pitch. Foul to the screen. Ulster 0 for 2 with a strikeout in this one. Led off the fourth with the ground out, the 1-2. Ground ball towards second. It'll be scooped up by Braxton Williams. And over to first to retire Evan Ulster. So he goes 0 for 3, but he does do the job of advancing Mackey to third.
Batting, the pitcher,
After
number 14, Nick
singled
Gordon.
on the infield. And advanced to second on the balk. Gordon 0 for 2. This is been working both the plate and the mound today. The pitch. Swing and a miss by the right-hander. On third is Isaac Mackey. Spartans still trying to get a run across here in this one, the 0-1. Breaking ball up and away. Adam Wanzo has had 3 batters in scoring position here today. He's stranded all of them. And he's stranded 6 total Spartans. Here's the 1-1. Low into the dirt. Mackey thought about coming home, but decided not to do so once he saw Beal had snagged down on the backhand with his glove. Both starting pitchers still in this game as we're in the top of the 6th. Wanzel comes set. The 2-1. Swing and a miss on Gordon. And with Gordon batting here, I assume he'll return for the 6th. Hard to see anything going on in that Spartan bullpen as it's hidden by the dugout down the first base line. Here's the set. The 2-2 to Gordon. Going inside for another ball. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. Longest at bat for Nick Gordon. Previous 2 at bats totaled 4 pitches with 2 groundouts. Now he's worked a full count here with Wadsell. The set. And the payoff. In the dirt, he walked him. So a chance to end the inning goes awry, and Tim McKinnon's going to come out and have a chat with Adam Wanzel and Casey Shelton warming in the bullpen for Catholic Central. Looking around the activities going on in Catholic Central Athletics here today on this Saturday ahead of Mother's Day. Lots of morning events. Girls JV tennis is at the Mustang Invite at North Point Christian. 10 a.m. The doubleheader here for boys varsity baseball and the doubleheader for JV baseball at Sparta as the varsity and the JV teams swap places. As is the usual case. Now at 11 a.m.
Now batting, the third baseman, number 8, Chris
The Cougars
Husto.
Varsity B lacrosse team takes on Heartland. Here's the pitch. Off of the batter, Fustel. Who's 0 for 2. Let's say the lacrosse team hosting at Forest Hills Central, taking on Heartland. Runners on the corners. Nothing on the count to Fustel. Foul ball. One's on the set, and a check over on first. In the game of what could have been, Jacob Pitt late in applying a tag to Mackey, who was on first, which could have been the third out. The pitch to the screen. Nothing in 2 the count now. Then Wansell balked. And then Mackey advanced to third. Nothing in 2. Here the pitch. Breaking ball grounded towards second. On the hop, Williams handles and over to first in time. So Adam Wanzel once again strands a runner
After 5.5
in scoring
innings,
position.
the score,
It's now
Catholic
8
Central 6,
runners
Sparta
left on
0.
in this ball game for Sparta. The Cougars go to the home half of the 6th, leading 6-0 on the Cougar Baseball Network.
of the sixth for the
Bottom of the
Cougars.
sixth here
The second
at
baseman,
Wally Pipp Field. Regan
number
Cleves
3,
inside the broadcast booth with you here on the Cougar
Williams.
Baseball Network. Gabe Groh working the camera for us here today. Thanks for all your work. Here, Braxton Williams comes in the pitch. Misses upstairs. Braxton Williams 2 for 2 here today. One of 2 Cougars to reach every time he's been to the plate. Here's the 1-0. In there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. He singled in the second, tripled and came around to score. The rest of the 90 feet back in the fourth, the 1-1. No one away. The only other Cougar to do that is Austin Baxter, who's singled twice and walked, accountable for 3 ones, the 2-1. Ground ball through the gap and into left field, another base hit. That's the 3rd or 4th time the Cougars have singled into left through that gap on the ground. And with nobody out, a
Now
leadoff
batting,
single.
the center fielder, number 7,
It's just what the Cougars need here.
Geyser.
Up 6-0 as Max Geyser comes to the plate. Cougars 3 outs away from snapping a 2-game losing streak. First pitch up and away. Runner on first is Braxton Williams, who's 3 for 3 today with 2 singles and a triple. Throw over to first, got away from Ulster. Same 9 as has been all game for both squads. No changes made yet. Casey Shelton, though, is warming in the pen for the Cougars. The 1-0, runner goes. In there for a strike. The throw down is late, and it gets into center field. It got past Welsh, and to third goes Braxton Williams. So that's another error for the Spartans. This time it goes into center field. That's error number 3 on the day. As you can hear the rain coming in, as it has been all day. A slight drizzle, the 1-1. Swing and a miss on a fastball outside. Geyser the plate for the 4th time today. He's 1 for 3. The set from Gordon in the pitch. Fly ball center field. This is a chance of bringing home Williams. The catch is not made as it dropped by Mackey in center field, and in to score comes Williams. On a wonky play, it's 7-0. It looked like Mackey was going to make that catch in center field.
Number 1.
But he bobbled
Axel Cummings.
And once he bobbled it, it allowed Geyser to come on to go to first. First pitch is outside. Here to Cummings. And it looked like Mackey just stood there wondering where that ball was. It was right in front of the pitch. Runner goes. All low and away. And the throw down once again. Almost gets into center field, but good job by Welsh to come over from the shortstop position and make that catch on the right side of second base. You heard that right. The right side of second base, which is where the second baseman normally is. 2 balls to Axel Cummings here. 1 for 3 on the day. Another check on there by Nick Gordon. 1 on, nobody out. They're in the bottom of the 6th. Cougars already have 1 in this inning. The pitch. Fly ball left center field. On the run is Clark to his left. He will make the catch in left center. And hold on, a great catch on the run there by the left fielder for the Spartans. So he retires the first down of the inning.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 14, Austin Baxter.
That'll bring Austin Baxter to the plate. with one out and a runner on. Here's the first pitch. Breaking ball up and in at the head of Austin Baxter. Reached one of 2 Cougars to reach every time he's made it to the plate, and he's come around to score on all 3 of those. The 1-0 in the dirt for ball 2. He singled in the first and in the 5th, came around to score both times, and he walked in the 3rd before coming around. The 2-0 in the dirt. Once again, low and away. 7-0 Catholic Central leads here on a rainy day in Wally Pipp Field. Rain has been coming down steadily all morning. About 8 minutes away from noon. Pitch upstairs, and Baxter draws a 4-pitch walk.
On base, 1
He has reached base now every time he's made it to the plate. Infield fly rule now in effect. His time is called by Kurt Schmidt, head coach for the Spartans. And we may have a pitching change here. We'll wait and see. Didn't see anybody warming up in the Spartan pen, but it's hard to see as there's nobody. There's a blocked view from our vantage point. It looks like Nick Gordon's day is done. We'll get you his final line and the information on the new pitcher when we come back on the Cougar Baseball Network. And we're back for the bottom of the 6th.
Now that
defensive
the
changes
Cougars, the third baseman
for
number
the
8, Ben
Spartans.
Cassino.
Most importantly, the pitcher is now Tanner Bormas, comes in to face Ben Passanoff. His first action
Now
on the
pitching for the
bump
Spartans.
is
Tanner
to check
Barnes.
over on the runner on second, Max Geyser. Runners on first and second. Geyser at second, Baxter on first. 1 out here. Infield fly rule is in effect. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball short of the plate. And it got away as the rain continues to come down here. Mud gathering on the mound. We saw Adam Wanzel get a tool earlier in the game to scrape off his cleats. Here's the 1-0. Popped up, fly ball right center field. On the run is the center fielder, Mackey, and he got caught up with his right fielder, who we don't have a idea of who that is. 7?
7's Mackey.
Isaac Mackey is in center.
Looks like it's 22.
Ulster.
So Gordon went to first. Ulster went to Hold on, I'll get this in a minute.
Okay. So it looks like Gordon came off the bump
Now batting, the designated hitter,
and moved to
number
first
25,
base.
Aiden
Bormas
Johnson.
came in from second as Johnson steps in. Another miscommunication. First pitch. Breaking ball low and away. That got away from him. Coming home to score now from third is Max Geyser, and the lead is now 8-0.
All right. So Gordon's at first.
So now Gordon is at first. Ulster moves from first into right field. And then Guerra, who was in right, moves to second to replace Bormas, who moved in for Gordon. So a counterclockwise rotation
Yeah.
on the right side of the field for the Spartans. 1 ball, no strikes here to Aiden Johnson. Ben Passanoff now on second. The pitch. Ground ball towards short. Welsh will pick it up, but it goes through him. And coming home to score is Baxter. And as well
That's it. It's game.
comes Ben Passanaw, and that will do it. A 10-0 victory for the Cougars via mercy rule as they pick up their first win in 3 games.
Your final
snapping
score.
a
Catholic Central
2-game
10,
losing
Spartans 0.
streak, shutting out the Spartans.
We will take
And
a
Adam Wanzel
half-hour break and see you back.
pitching very well from the mound, only allowing 5 hits on the day, no errors, and stranding 8 Spartans with the shutout for Wanzel. He was also dealing in terms of strikeouts, as I get a tally here. 6 strikeouts on the afternoon for Adam Wanzel, as they will bring out the tarps here to cover the field, and hopefully we will play a game 2. We'll keep you posted. We'll end this on the stream for game 1 here in a bit, as the Cougars do end up knocking off the Spartans by a final of 10-0, with Adam Wanzel getting the shutout. Once again, playing very well here today with 6 strikeouts, shutting out Sparta. That is his first complete game shutout. He pitched 7 2/3 back on May 3rd, starting 0 runs on 3 hits, throwing 106 before he was removed. And that game, Catholic Central played against South Christian. Well, the Tarps are out on the field. Final time in this one, just a hair under 2 hours. So we ended at 11:58, starting at 10:09. So we'll step aside, and we'll come back for game number 2 of this series. Until then, I'm Regan Cleves saying so long. Join us